All right, welcome back. We're gonna go straight into the tank. Crocs saw a little bit of sell off and price actions going down. So I think it's important to try to make sense of why a sell off happens or why a stock goes up. Sometimes the market goes up and down as far as like buyer and seller sentiment in general due to the macro, but this is a little bit out of left field. We saw a pretty good sell off. So, real quick, we'll do a sniff check here. Um, we got some insider selling going on. We got three three management three members of management that sold a good grip of shares, and let me see here. So I'll identify them real quick. This person, Adam Michaels, Michael Poole, and Shannon Sisler, these three members of management recently sold this month. Okay. Um, I've looked in the buy and sell orders. These three are consistent sellers and have been throughout time, so I'm not even worried about that. It's really a mixed bag, actually. We got buyers. Recent buyers is the CFO, and if we go board of directors, this person and the chairman are both buyers, regular buyers of the stock. So a mixed bag. Some people believe in the company, others don't. Or maybe it's a thing of, a lot of people sell for different reasons. Maybe it's a thing of they got stuff in life happening and they need the money or what have you. So something to consider. Maybe if I'm older and I've held the stock for so long and I need the money for whatever reason, maybe I need to buy a house or buy some land or whatever. Who knows? Maybe I'm selling later. But anyway, that's the sniff check for insider selling. We'll go off to why is Crocs selling off. Okay. All right. On another note, actually, before I do that, on another note, we got some new board members coming in too. So that might trigger some selling for some people that intend to go out. Um, so maybe it's like the end is near and they know they're going to punch out of the company. So they're going to start selling a bunch of stock. That happens too. So nothing to be alarmed. As far as insider selling, I'm not really concerned. Now, Nike. I think this is the reason why we got a huge sell off, and not only us, not only Crocs, but Puma and Skechers, all these other shoe companies had a sell off too. So Crocs got bunched in with everybody else. So let's talk about what's going on. Pretty much, um, Nike reported earnings on Friday, and they pretty much slashed their sales guidance, and quoted that they're going to have to go into cost cutting measures because they're going to try to save up to 2 billion over the next 3 years. If you ask me, kind of a drop in the bucket for Nike as far as their market cap comparison and how big their business is and over the stretch of 3 years. So, I mean, they're quoting some layoffs and automation. They'll probably do some sort of they'll do a hiring freeze, and they'll attrition some employees that naturally quit and just won't hire more in their place, if that makes sense. So that'll be part of that. They're actually quoting a slowdown in China, in fact, Asia, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Macau. So, they. I'm going to talk about why I think that this is not probably going to apply to Crocs, and I'm going to show you why actually. So I don't think this slowdown in sales is going to hit Crocs. All right. let's go to, let me see here. Okay, so let me see. Bear with me. Okay, so if you look on the left-hand side, all right, if you look on the left, I'm gonna try to like even this out as best I can. All right, so on the left, this is the earnings history for Crocs. And on the right, this is the earning history for Nike. Okay. The last time Crocs missed on earnings was Q1 of 2020. Ignore the whole FQ2 and the FQ3. This is 24, that's 23. Don't worry about any of that. That's because I mean, some companies do fiscal year reporting and they're like a year ahead, and they have awkward, scheduling for their stuff. But all in all, their reporting dates are similar. Um, I mean, so Nike's, they just reported, and Crocs is next in the shoot, actually in February. But what do you see here? So if you look at Nike's actual historicals on reporting, every time they've missed, Crocs does not miss. All right. And I mean, and this is another thing to keep in mind. Nike is doing 13 times more revenue than Crocs. I mean, Nike's like pretty much saturated a lot of the market. All right. And another thing to consider is their products, their shoes are based for runners, and they got the Air Force, the Air Jordans, and basketball players line. These are all over $100 shoes. Each shoe is over $100, easy. In fact, their shoes are pushing 150. Their running shoes are anywhere from 125 to 200, and their Jordans, the last time I checked, which was 10 years ago, was like 125. They're probably even more. So right now there's a lot of pricing pressure. People can't afford these shoes in tough times, and they'll hold off on buying expensive shoes. All right. But what they will not hold off on is if someone needs a new pair of shoes, they're going to buy a pair of shoes. All right. That's something that they can't hold off on. Now there's a lot of enthusiasts out there that they like to have a bunch of pairs of Jordans and this and that. Those people will just hold off. I mean, and to tell you the truth, the running market, I'm not a serious runner, but I do partake because of my profession. So I do cardiovascular exercise, and Nike's probably one of the last running shoe I'd pick. I'd probably, I'd go more for Brooks. I mean, there's way different quality running shoes out there, which a lot of serious avid runners will go for instead of Nikes. You can ask some serious runners out there too. A lot of them will not pick Nike, and they got their own preferred running shoe. So some to consider. The price pressures, I can understand Nike's taking a hit. And this is and I don't want to sound like a jealous girlfriend or anything, but Nike's trading, I'll pull up their valuation real quick. Nike's trading at over a 30 forward PE. And Crocs, let me see here. They're trading at like an under 10 forward PE. So, and Crocs got way better margins, way more growth ahead of it. And I'm starting to question, like, the earnings estimates was slashed for Nike. If we go to, I'm going to do side-by-side comparison on estimated earnings. Like for revenue, Nike's projected, like, they're slashing near 1% next year, while Crocs is about 4 or 5%, or a little under 4%. And then on a lot of these years, they got Nike growing more than Crocs. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think Crocs will reaccelerate their revenue growth. 2025, they reaccelerate. I wouldn't be surprised that Crocs do double-digit revenue growth. I'm talking 10%, not high double-digit. I'm talking low double-digit, 10%, 11%, maybe in 2025 for their revenue. So something to consider. So it's just how it is. One of the bigger industries in the shoe market reports weaker earnings. It reflects and it does a ripple effect to all the other shoe companies. So I'm not alarmed. If anything, at the same time, February is around the corner. There's nothing stopping the stock from going down a little. If Crocs goes down into the $80 range, if it goes back down to those levels, back down to those technical levels where we recently were at like $77, I'm buying. All right. I don't care how overweight my portfolio is. I'll just start buying again. So anyway, that's my take. I hope you all got value. I hope you all are enjoying your all's holiday. And with that being said, Merry Christmas and take it easy.